there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. I'm combining that today with Mixed Media Mayhem, where we're supposed to use a paintbrush, texture paste, and pearls. And I have this awesome tag that was made by one of the ladies that attended on our cruise with us. Her name is Eva McGuire, and Eva, your tag is fantastic. So it is going to make it on this layout. I am tearing this paper using a tearing ruler. This is one of MK's papers out of her Paper Pack Adventurer's Log. And I love the paper. Also, the tearing guide is from her shop. I will say the only problem with the tearing guide, and I don't ever want to say anything bad about her products, but it doesn't work great with her paper because her paper is so thick, which is just a very big compliment to her paper. If you're using some thinner paper, it would probably tear a little bit better, but her paper is very thick and very good quality, and that is why it was resisting tearing along the tearing guide. So that is just a note to you. If you have, my white cardstock actually might tear better with it, although I did not try it. So, of course, I want to save as much of the pattern paper as possible so that I can use it elsewhere. And the opposite side is a wood grain that I absolutely love and adore, but I really wanted to use these ships because I am documenting this sunken ship fish tank that was at the restaurant that we ate at in Galveston on the Strand. It was really good food. It was in an old bank. There were bank vaults there and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. So we had a really good time with that. I'm using 3 shades of Distress Oxide ink, and I am going to ink the edges of the tag just to kind of darken up the edges just a bit. I tried to match my inks as best as I could to what Eva had done on her tag. And the tag is a shaker and it's got pearls on it, so I am kind of cheating using pearls. I am using the tag as my pearls, and then I will be using a paintbrush to pick up some of the ink that is on my desk from doing all of this ink blending around the outer edge, and I'm going to splatter that across my layout. So I've used broken china, chipped sapphire, and faded jeans, kind of a combo of those, working with the lighter of them first, and then just doing the darker all the way around the outer edge. So here I'm just doing a little bit of light splatter work with my paintbrush. So I've now used my paintbrush, and I've used I'm using the pearls, and then I just need to do some texture paste. So I pulled out some pearl white texture paste from the Crafter's Workshop, and I am putting it through my favorite fishy stencil, which is an older stencil from Echo Park. I don't know if it's still available or not, but if it is, I will link it down below for you, as well as the texture paste and the inks that I am using today, in case you are interested in those. I'm not sure if MK still has the paper in stock on her website or not. If she does, well, I'll link it just in case she does. And then I'll also link the ink blending tool. It is actually just a really inexpensive one off of Amazon. I've gotten a couple of questions about these. I know that there are brands that make a much more like a name brand one for the scrapbooking industry, but I didn't want to invest in something that I wasn't sure if I was going to like. I normally use the ones with the longer handles, like a makeup brush, and I wasn't sure how I was going to like this, but I do end up liking it quite a bit. So I bought them in a rainbow of colors when I first purchased them, because you know, you got to have them in a rainbow of colors. And so I do have those now, and I'll link those down below in case you're interested. I haven't used them enough to tell you how great the quality is and if they're going to hold up or if they're going to last long or anything like that, because like I said, I just got them and they are not super expensive. And you can definitely find them from other companies, and they which I know make a really good quality. These ones don't feel super sturdy, but they don't feel like they're going to break easily either. So I don't know. Okay, so now I've made a little shelf for my photos to sit on. I used the wood grain off the back side of that ship paper, the tall ship paper, which I really like because I feel like, excuse me, I feel like it's a similar color to the wood grain on the ship that's in the photos, so I thought that was kind of fun. And it's also bringing in a different color. I feel like I've got a lot of blue going on. I do know I want to pull in a little orange because there's orange on the tag that she's got, and there is, excuse me, orange on the photos. I'm having a terrible time with my allergies, in case you're wondering why I'm clearing my throat so much. There's orange in the photos where the fish are, or the fish are orange. So, you know, pulling in a little bit of orange just to give a nod to that. I thought I'd make a cluster up here, but this cluster is going to get actually moved to the bottom, and I'm going to put the title, We Love Being Travelers, up at top here. I'm also trying to use some of the techniques that I've used throughout the album, or that were used in the class, because I want my album to look cohesive. So I'm not going to have all of my pages and papers match the same paper line that we used for our class kit. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, on this cruise, MK and I taught a class where we did 22 pages for a travel album, and I'm using that to document my trip as well, but I know I'm going to have more than 22 pages, so I am trying to make it have some cohesiveness by using similar products or the same techniques going throughout the album, even though the papers are different and the colors might not be the exact same. So using these rub-ons is going to help with that, because we did use this rub-on pack in the class that we had, and we did have leftovers. I think this is actually one of the leftovers. I happen to have a couple of these packs because I had a pack prior to even doing the class, and then I think I got an extra pack as well, for whatever reason. Or maybe I just have my personal pack and then the leftovers from the class pack. I'm not really sure. I am using a couple of rub-ons here that are like the latitude, longitude markers. I believe that's what those are called anyway. And I thought about trying to get that wax seal on, but I don't get the wax seal on. That was from somebody else in the class, I believe. And so it doesn't make it onto this layout, but I'm going to set it aside because it will make it on a layout eventually. I did pull in a couple more rub-ons, I think it's a camera, maybe, and it's either a camera or binoculars, I can't remember, and I can't see it on my tiny screen while I'm voicing this, so I apologize for that. I am doing a little compass down here at the bottom on top of the tag there, and the tag's just going to give me a little place to do a little bit of writing, and I'm leaving it pretty simple. While I finish up adding a little bit of twine, natural colored twine through the top of the tag, I want to remind you there are a bunch of people playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, so there is a link down below for that playlist in case you're interested in that. There's also a Facebook group, so you can go to the albums and see what the upcoming inspiration is. And then, of course, MK is playing along with me with Kit Conspiracy using the same kit, so I'm always curious to see what she's going to create using the same products. And we do have a Facebook group, so you can go and play along as well. Even if you don't have the same kit, you can kit up your own stuff and try to stash bust a little bit of your products by using as much as you can in a week. That is it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe as well. I will see you guys again on Sunday with another video using the same kit. So come back and see me then. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.